Sometimes I feel like the lighting's just absolutely banging in here like now, and then sometimes it looks awful. I can't get any consistency down. I don't fully understand it. We take what we get though. We take what we get. Sorry for the day delay. Had no time yesterday to be able to do anything, so we're a little bit late, but that's okay as we continue onwards here now with episode 2. I am very excited to get into this. I don't really think we're like progressing towards something, if that makes sense. Like based on the first one, we weren't led into here, we're gonna go here and do this now, or this is gonna come next. It almost just feels like we had an eventful first couple days together, or like introducing things, and then we're just gonna continue onwards with that, and maybe we'll like bring something up here and be like, hey, we're gonna start moving it this way, or cliffhanger you a little bit, like we're gonna look forward to this thing coming. But right now we don't really have anything, so I'm just excited to have some fun. I really did enjoy the first episode, and it seems like a lot of you did as well, so that's great. It's just kind of goofy, funny, it's pretty cute, it's enjoyable, I like it. There's nothing really for me to complain about. I don't think the discussions or anything going forward, at least, either are going to be too long, or even close to, I guess, what we ended up doing in the first one, but that's typically how these first episodes kind of go, and they'll probably get a little bit shorter as time goes on, unless they really got some substance and some things I want to discuss in here. But we'll see, I'd be pleasantly surprised if that's the case. But I'm excited to get into more. I hope you guys enjoy. I feel like it all, like and subscribe to me, lots of me. Feel free to stick around for the discussion. Let me comments with this episode of series. Let's go on episode 2.
いるか？
まさちかくん、来てくださったのですね。
うん、なんだよ急に。
釣れないですね。そこは待ったごめんとおっしゃってくださいな。
待ったごめん。
待った待った。仲いいのね。
Yeah, they know.
いたのか、アーリャ。
いたわよ。
I did say last time, I love the switches he has in his voice.
この野郎。
She knows what she's doing.
備品整理を手伝ってほしいんだったか？
はい。
I love how you're getting forced into things even though you don't want to. That's a constant thing we've seen. Forced to be student council by others, forced to do this. Can't say no.
ボードゲーム。
Yapopoli.
ほら、
ありがとうございます。
カードゲームもあるな。
学園祭の出し物とかで使うんです。私もこの前、新生徒会結成を記念した新聞を遊びましたし。No, обратите внимание.
Yeah, answer her. Pay attention to her.
Вот же я. Обрати внимание. 気づいてない。こんなにアピールしてるのに。
Yeah, you thought that, buddy.
Обрати внимание.
Just go to her. But act like you don't hear her. Act like that's just what you're supposed to be doing. She's singing.
お疲れ様でした。まさちかくん、久世くんにもご協力いただけたので。
おお、お前がクゼか。俺は生徒会長の剣崎だ。
I like when they call each other different names. And by different names, I mean like either have nicknames for each other, or some people are like more familiar, so first name, last name, like whatever they have to go through. But it does, especially early on, make it rather confusing if like I don't remember the full name of the person, which I really can't for like any of them, because they all have different things that they refer to each other as. So it's a little rough, but it feels more real when they do that, because if they don't, it almost just feels like everybody's just kind of uniformly falling into the same line to make it more convenient for us. I don't know. It's a weird balance we're gonna strike. It's also a personal thing.
なるほど。これ確かにすごい風格だな。
Bro's got
カリス
aura.
マ生徒会長と言われるわけだ。じゃあ、俺はこれで。
まあ待て。
I got some
何も
questions.
せず返すのも申し訳ない。
What, you gonna give me money? Ah, I'll take it.
お気持ちだけで。
I don't know. Never turn down free
家
stuff.
に帰ったところでご飯はないのでしょ。
お
How do you know that?
台所事情を知っているんだ。
幼馴染ですから。
She loves telling people that.
まあ、そういうことならちょうどいい。周防と九条妹も一緒に来い。
We make it a double date.
どうだ、クゼ。生徒会に入る気はないか？
No. Oh, this was all a scheme.
中学でゴリました。
確かに高等部の生徒会業務は激務だが、その分やる価値はあるぞ。
Like what?
率直に言って。
Do I get to go home and do nothing?
大きく影響する。
Nah.
残念ながら
Yeah,
そこまでの
I'm
自信も
good.
良心もないので。
そう言わず君と一緒に生徒会をやりたいんです。
嫌だ。
And I bet there's somebody next to you right now who also wants you to run.
がスオが当確というのは大きな間違いだぞ。他にも候補者はいるし。
Do
何
we?
より
Oh,
九条妹がいるからな。
against each other?
おる。
ええ、スオさんとは来年戦うことになる
そ。れじゃあ行くか。
別に送ってもらわなくても大丈夫よ。
Yeah, you'd get pissed if he doesn't though. Let's go.
生徒会長選に出馬するつもりなのか。
そうよ。
Yeah, ideally you'd be running for vice president. Are you more interested now?
ここで大丈夫よ。ありがとう。
そうか。
I can't trust that you go closer to my home. That's not how it's meant to be, but I can see that. Oh, welcome home. Mom or sister. Sister.
おかえり。ちゃんとアーリャさん送って。
Okay, so it was definitely a sister he was texting last time then, right? It wasn't one of his boys and he was just calling them sister, right?
歩く謎のイケメンね。絶対兄弟。この感じは兄かな。っていうか見たらなんとなくわかるっしょ。なんでこれで主人公気づかないかね。
いや、お前が言うな。
あ？
学園では幼馴染設定でどうしてるお前が言うな。
は？
Oh, wait.
先生じゃねえし。お前
Really?
の意味知ってるか？
小さい頃に仲良くしてた人だろ。
そうつまり実の兄弟もまた
The switch up in her voice
幼
too.
馴染とオタク友達と実米は全て共存
Oh, what?
へりくつの極み。
ヘリクツじゃないです。
I was gonna wonder why he know or why she knows about her though. All right, cool, cool. Because there is no way he's just like saying, "Yo, this girl's into me." Like,
何？
お約束だな。
ヒロインとキスしてる。
マジで？
マジ。うわ、これは神作認定せざるを
some WINCEST. Yeah.
いや、それは
Hold on.
常識的に考えて義理の兄弟なんじゃないの？
バカ野郎！実の兄弟だからいいんじゃねえか！
Excuse me. What's her actual name then? Or is that it? Okay.
マイブラザー。
She's insane.
たった今お前のせいでグッドじゃなくなったわ。
おいおい、かわいい妹による寝起きボディプレスじゃねえか。
What is there not to love?
寝起きドッキリみたいに言うんじゃねえ。ドメスティックバイオレンス
She's
だよ。
insane.
う
Hmm.
しょうがないな。
Guess you're
じ
not
ゃあ
wrong.
今度はベッドの下に潜り込んでおいて、降りた瞬間に足掴んであげるね。
お前はどこを目指してるんだ。たく、いい加減降りろ。
なんで？反応しちゃうから。
死ね。
What is wrong with her? It's awesome how different she is, though. I kind of like this version more. She's really fun. A little weird, but fun.
尊い。よし、もう一周行こうか。
行かねえよ。この後買い物に来よ。
This is gonna get so ruined. Somebody's gonna find out and see us, right? Like, there's no way they don't. I guess we just lie and say we're hanging out, but
ところで妹よ。
なんだよお兄ちゃん様よ。
さっきから
I love how they talk to each other.
銀色の何かが見えるのは気のせいか。
気のせいじゃないと思うぜ、マイブラザー。
だよな。お前いつの間にかポニーテール解いてるし、所作がお嬢様モードになってるし。
兄者が気づく前に、俺はとっくに気づ
I've
いてた。
been on the case
いつから？
この階に降りる
since we left.
割とすぐ。
そんな前からかよ。よく気づいたな。
Why is she
俺は
lurking?
知人の視線をすぐに感知できる。
おう
ハイパーセンスを持っているのさ。
マジかよ。自分で言ってて恥ずかしくない。
めっちゃはずい。
キリッと言うな、キリッと。
She's just male or female him.
だね。
あら、アリサさん。
妹！
We gotta face it.
あれ、アーリャじゃん。偶然だな。
What are you doing?
偶然ね。ちょっと前から気づいていたのだけど、声をかけるタイミングが。
At least you didn't say like, oh, what a surprise.
アリサさんはこちらにはどういったご用で？
ええ、少し服を買いに。
And spying.
お昼はもう済まされました？
Join us, join
まだ
us.
だけど。
ではせっかくですのでお昼をご一緒しませんか？ちょう
ちょっと待て、お前まさかあの店にアーリャを連れて行く気か？
What is that restaurant? Oh no, oh no, what is it?
ど辛いものはお嫌いですか？
Oh no. Oh, this is gonna be bad.
いえ嫌いではないけど
Yeah, probably way more than
お
that.
店は辛いラーメンを出すお店
Ugh.
なんです。もしハリサさんが辛いものが苦手でなけれ
ふわっとした言い方すんな。アーリャ、はっきり言う。ただ辛いだけじゃない。激辛だ。
Yeah, I figured as much. Uh
いや、無理について。
oh. I'm giving you a chance to say no. Yeah, if this is what it looks like, do not go in. Yeah,
ばここはい
especially if you can't handle it, do not go in. That's the name too. Yeah, no, don't go in. It looks sick inside, don't get me wrong. It's just if you can't handle it, don't be doing it.
そして針山地獄、こちらは舌を無数の針で刺されるような辛さだそうです。
That's yeah, let's go home.
無限地獄っていうのは
一周回って何も感じなくなるから。
Please don't do some dumb shit and try and like just order it.
ああ、初めての店はとりあえずスタンダードなものを頼むのが定石だし。
そうね
Yeah, yeah, good, good. Smart, smart. The sister's gonna go
同じもの
insane.
を頼まれるのですか？では私も同じものにしましょうか。
Okay.
少し気分を変えてみたんです。
そう休日だから
実は今朝まさちかくんと一緒に
Why would you say that?
一緒にベッド
その際まさちかくんに今日はいつもと違う服装がしたいとお願いしてこのシャツをお借りしたんです。
どういうこと
いや、こいつが勝手に家に来て、勝手に部屋に入って、勝手にベッドに乗ってきた。
Technically, he's not wrong.
あ、信じてない顔。
No. Technically, he's telling the truth. Dude, like, it's orange and red. Like, let's not do it.
伸びないうちにいただきましょうか。
Oh, no. Ugh. Mistakes were made.
アーリャ、大丈夫か？
No.
おいピッチ
Get her some milk.
アーリャ、マジで無理しなくていいぞ。
何が美味しいって
You're crying.
痛いって言ってるじゃない。
It doesn't matter what you said. There's tears coming out of your eyes.
おいママ
Oh my god. Even we can understand that one.
アリサさんどうですか？ええ
The sister's so
それは
interesting.
良かったです。アリサさんも激辛好きだったんですね。このお店、この鬼の涙で辛さを追加できるみたいなんで。
No, we're not gonna do that. Nope. Why, don't push her.
ユキ、
Yuki's great. I love her.
いただくわ
いや、アーリャ、マジでやめといた方がいいと思うぞ。
一滴くらいなら
I mean, the simplest thing almost killed you. We're gonna have to carry her out of here. There you go. There you
で
go.
も食べるか。
Yes.
食べる
Mm. I love how she got 3.
ああ、アーリャ。
何
アーリャはさ、なんで生徒会長になりたいんだ？
なりたいからなりたいのよ
Because she has to beat Yuki? Or is there... Am I overlooking it?
副会長候補はいるのか？
いないわでも別に問題はない私には
Ah, that's not a good mindset.
不要って。
Yeah, that's also just not how
ル
it...
ールである以上、そうはいかんだろう。
名目上の副会長がいればいい
Yeah, I can do it on paper. Offer. Offer. Just say you won't help, though.
It will miss someone.
This goes against everything I believe in.
お父さん、お母さんごめんなさい。
じゃあ私の用事に付き合って
用事って、確か服を買うって言ってたっけ？
Oh yeah, we did interrupt that. She might have not been lying.
服選びに付き合うとか結構な親密さがないと起こらないイベントだと思うんだが。
そう
Maybe that's what I want. Also,
一緒に服を買いに行くような。
that's true. I was gonna say, maybe she just wants to get things that you would enjoy.
付き合うよ。
どうしたの急に。
いや、友達だからな。
なんだか釈然としないんだけど。
It's like you pity me. You look down because I have no one else to go with.
じゃあ着替えるから意見お願いね。
いいよ。
私の全力のファ
Will
ッション
do.
ショーでドギマギさせてあげるんだから。ちょっと待って、これ着替えている音が外に聞こえちゃわない？クゼくん、ちょっと離れて。
おーい。
Why?
我ながら似合ってるわ。よし。
The color works really well with her. A mix of like her hair and eyes matching.
じゃね。
Fashion. Actually, I wonder how he'll react. He's pretty out there. Like, I don't think he'll be subtle about it.
かしら。
ああ、よく似合ってるな。
Nice.
清楚さと女の子らしさが強調されて、いつもより可愛らしい雰囲
Perfect.
気になる
Perfect.
ん
What
だ
a
と思う。
fucking guy.
そう。
ああ、
じゃあ次ね。なんだかすごい褒められちゃった。
It's straightforward. No, no, it was great. It was great.
確かボーイッシュな服装だったはず。どうかしらこれは。
今度はグッと。
Yeah, it looks good.
になったな。
Honestly,
アーリャは可愛い系というより美人系だから、そういうのも似合うと思うぞ。
that is true as well. I was gonna say, hot people can kind of just wear whatever they want and it'll look good.
大人っぽいのもいいな。可愛い。可愛いな。可愛いじゃん。
We gotta do this more often. I think he's enjoying this too, to be honest.
大胆すぎるかしら。でもクゼくんだったら褒めてくれるわよね。
We're about to find out.
これはどう？
Oh,
アリサさん大胆。
すね。
the way he tones it down when she's there. Not what she wanted. Well,
ポジティムよプラボリー。
アーリャさんなんて？
消えたいだとよ。
ウーブのベイビーだぜ。
誰だお前。
the eyes are so good.
じゃ、また月曜日にな、ありゃ。
今日は楽しかったです。またご一緒しましょうね。
ええ、また。なんであの二人同じ駅で？
To be fair, if they did say I don't know, you're overthinking it. If they did say that they were childhood friends, they're likely in their story neighbors, right? It works. Why is the ED different? Are we gonna do this every episode? What the fuck just happened? It was so weird too. The first, I don't know. We'll see when we go back through. But the first couple like minutes of it, where the entire sequence where we're just kind of in the school and helping out and everything, a lot of the interaction stuff were kind of just dull. And I know you have to build towards things, and not everything's gonna be like insane. But I was just more of like, okay, we did a really excellent job of kind of introducing us to everything in the beginning, and then now this episode we're gonna slow things down, maybe flesh out some characters a bit, maybe have some funny moments here and there, but not like go too over the top or go too crazy with a bunch of things. And then the moment that we decided to bring him home, from that point all the way through the end of the episode, it was just, it banged all the way through, and it was awesome. I'm so happy. Thrilling, you might even say. It was so good. I had so much fun. I honestly don't even know what I want to begin to talk. I guess we got to talk about Yuki, right? That's the first thing that we have to talk about. Absolutely. The switch of her is excellent. I initially felt like last week it made sense when I saw the two of them. I was like, yeah, they look similar enough. But then I just kind of accepted the roles when they mentioned about them just being like childhood friends and everything. I was like, whatever, it's not the biggest of deals. And then being close, that usually makes sense. And then I kind of didn't question it again. But now looking back, it definitely tracks and makes a lot of sense. But just the fact that she's a complete different person. And like, I have so many questions about reasonings, I guess, as to why, and so many different things, I guess, with their dynamic, their family dynamic, like a whole bunch of other stuff. But just the fact that like we come home, she's somebody so different. She's so fun because of that, because she has the capability of being two different people, which is a side that we've essentially seen for, I guess, 3 of the characters now, but probably most of them that we're going to end up running into here, where everybody has a different side to them, right? Like Masachka having the version where he can kind of just play up and get really energetic and happy and talking about the things that he does, changing the tone of his voice as he does many different times and kind of messing around. And while it's still the same version of himself, letting that out and kind of letting that side of him take over a little bit more, still kind of another version, with Alya being like kind of the exact same thing as well, of having that Russian side that she hides versus the actual version that we see her presenting herself to a bunch of other people. And then same thing now with Yuki versus the version that she presents herself at school versus who she actually is, or maybe she not actually is, maybe that's just how she kind of wants to act when she's around her brother, and that's really it, or just like people that she's closer to at home. But I'd assume those are more so who she is, and she's more so putting on this front to act differently in school for whatever the reason might be. And that's where like my question starts coming in of why like, why do you, are you aware of like how kind of aggressive and weird you can kind of come off with some of the comments and things that you're making, and you're trying to tone that down and change who you are when you're around these people to be able to appeal to a broader scope of people if you wanted to become like president like she was back in middle school, and versus how she is, or what she is kind of desiring after now. So she has to uphold this sort of image that she's kind of built and continue onwards with that? Or is it more of it's just fun for her to kind of play both sides here? Is she aware that people might look at her a little weird if she does one thing, and she needs to make friends and like kind of still have a life there, so she has to change herself a little bit? Like, is there other people outside of immediate family that kind of know this other version of her? I have lots of things that I would like to see and wonder, but I think it's awesome. And it makes her such a fun character, especially because the dynamic with her and her brother works so well so far. So whenever they're on screen together, you can just tell like they're in sync with each other, which makes sense through the conversation, the text one that he had the last time, how it was like so weird. And I was like, dude, his sister's kind of cultured. Like she's with the shit. She definitely gets it. And we end up seeing it here. It absolutely is. And I think that's fucking awesome. So I'm so excited for more. And hopefully she plays a big part of it going forward. Like hopefully she's a central point in a lot of the episodes too. I just think like it's such a fun dynamic for us to have, and the two of them bounce off of each other extremely well, that I think would just make for some really entertaining scenes, especially when other people are around and she knows what she can do to kind of mess around and tease with people. And that leads me more towards the actual version that she's presenting to him is like who she is, because as we get to see a little bit later when we're out shopping, and then we basically force Alya basically to go to the ramen place and take on all the spicy stuff and everything, she's aware of who she is, the type of person she is, and probably knows some info and some things about her. So she intentionally probably wants to really bring her here to kind of mess around with her a little bit, which also might not be the case. They might have just wanted to go, but it kind of just feels like she likes that, and that's who she is, and she likes to kind of mess around and tease people. So that would definitely make sense if she knows all this info and she's kind of forcing that stuff onto her, even though she has to take on her other persona while she's doing it. And it's the same thing even when it comes to Masachka, right? Because she's in a spot where she looks at him and she's like, this person clearly does not want to be involved in any sort of way with student council, doesn't want to be doing any of this stuff. He's capable, he can do all these things, and I'm going to keep telling people that and pushing that on him, even though I know he probably doesn't want to do any of these things, and just kind of messing with them a little bit, just showing a little bit more of her personality while she presents it in more of like this kind of nice, sweet way in front of everybody else. But when she's in reality at home, is kind of just doing it a little bit more unhinged. So that's pretty sick. So I'm excited. I'm definitely just so excited to get so much more of her. The family thing is another thing I'm interested in. So she made note of or he made note when she kind of walked in the room and he was like, hey, you're staying here tonight? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, well, I wasn't aware of that. Nobody said anything. So my assumption would be, I guess, a couple different things. One, it could just simply be split parents and then each of them kind of lives with another. Or it could be like a typical, they're away at school somewhere and each of them have their own place. And for whatever reason, she decided that she wanted to stay at this one. Or it could literally just be like he stays with his dad and she stays with the mom, or he stays with the mom or something like that. You know, like I guess we could play into a variety of different things. But it seems like there's some sort of thing there where she doesn't technically live with him, but she does come over and stay there at certain times. So then she just shows up uninvited as well. So I guess that's a thing too. Like instantly just playing off of each other, extremely nice together. They have to uphold this image for whatever reason. This jerk set me up. Yeah, it doesn't feel like it. She seems so sweet here, but that's just not the case at all. We work together here and essentially talk a lot about student council, still so much more, and we end up cleaning a little bit. She still thinks he has no clue exactly what's happening. Well, he just, and also like, why is he just helping? He doesn't have to, right? He could have just went home. You did not have to do any of this. You get nothing out of this, but I guess that just showcases his character a little bit. This guy's the president, I'm pretty sure, or at least that was the assumption that was being made there by him. Why not just come out with us? It's an offer for free things, right? You never turn down free things. But sometimes, honestly, he had the right idea. He knew that he should have turned it down. He knew more than me, I guess. But yeah, you don't have anything waiting for you at home. No dinner, no nothing. You need this. How do you know what he's got going on? Oh yeah, we just go back. I'm aware of his situation, sure. Until we force everybody to kind of go out here. We keep pushing the student council thing on him, and I don't know if it's, like I said before, Yuki just likes to kind of mess with him and tease him a little bit, and she's essentially trying to get him into a position that he's uncomfortable with or doesn't want to be in, or maybe she truly really likes doing this and she wants him to kind of back her up and he keeps refusing to, so she's just pushing it further and further, trying to get other people to tell him that he should do this, assuming that he'll cave in at some point to the pressure. Knowing him, as we displayed earlier, he willingly just kind of comes and obeys and does things that other people say without much pushback. So that could be the case, and it works out really well as we end up finding out, you know, she's a shoo-in and she's going to run next year. Oh, actually there's somebody else who's gonna run, and there's somebody else who definitely is gonna want you to run with them. And what are you gonna do when that time comes? They're definitely not gonna be able to ask you, and you're probably gonna have to go out of your way and do it too. So what do you do in that situation? Which also could just be Yuki's well aware of that and trying to push that relationship a little bit more. She's being a shipper here, and she's pushing really hard for it. So she's trying to get the word, get it stuck in his head a little bit more that that's something that he should be doing. I guess could also be a scenario. I don't understand for a second why they didn't go home together if this was happening, and they each went opposite ways too, but then he gets home and she's there. How'd that happen? Like, how did she do that? I don't know. Did they say something leading up to it? Yeah, so they don't say anything here. So I have no clue why they decided to go other ways and how we ended up getting in a situation. Maybe it's more of a I guess she actually probably went directly home and they were just like, you have to still willingly walk her home because we can't just leave this girl stranded and force her in the nighttime to like do that or whatever. I guess that probably could be the case, definitely. We talk a little bit about student council some more, keep instilling that more and more into his mind till we get home. Oh, why are there shoes already here? My assumption, I mean, you just see it initially. We know he has a sister, so assume that was the case. And I didn't even pick up on it that was her. I just assumed that it was somebody so simple. But it immediately was weird when she like knew this. It's like, why do you know about her? Like, how do you know? Like, what is the relationship there? Like, does he willingly like kind of tell you these things? Because that's typically not what would happen or make any sense. So I wouldn't really expect that. But finding out, I guess, that is who it is, it definitely makes a ton of sense. She's so real for everything that she does and says. Her personality is so fun though. Like, it definitely gives like them playing it up like sister-wise, but it just, I don't know, something about it. Really, the energy is so good, and just the way that they react and play off of each other is so fucking good. It makes it so fun. This, like, why are we doing this? There's a level to teasing, right? Like, there's a level to messing around and doing things that somebody doesn't want, and then there's a level to you're doing this for your own joy, and that's exactly what we're kind of getting here. It has nothing to do with him. Like, it has nothing to do with you messing around or teasing him or something. Like, you're doing this for your own joy, 100%. This town just have to get you out. Why? Like, it's almost like you would want all this. That's exactly it. they go out together. It's crazy too, just the way like the dressing and everything like that being so different. And I love this too. It's just like, if you notice that person that's kind of just standing behind us watching over, yeah, I noticed from this point, we're very well aware of it and knows exactly who she is or how she is, until we just take charge and let me just switch up entirely. I love what they do with the eyes a lot too, of just making them the big circles like this. It's extremely fun when we switch to it. Oh yeah, you haven't had lunch? Yeah, let's go. You don't want to go to that restaurant, right? I don't know, once again, if it's a we're going there or if it's more of I'm teasing her and I'm aware of, we probably shouldn't do that. And I know the type of person you are and you're going to definitely bring me there. Literally the worst spot that we can go. It looks sick, right? It looks cool. I would get that, but the flames and everything, too much. I would not want to go in there. I'm not good with this stuff. I'm personally not. I would not be there. Forcing her in, and of course her stubborn side is not gonna let her say no. Of course she has to take it on. I thought that we were gonna get like the hottest thing possible, but just to like try and prove us wrong or something. But instead we all stick with the basics. We're pretty smart about the way that we approach it, and it's too much for her. Way too much for her. Like, why is Yuki doing this? Actually, I was in his bed this morning. Like, why are you saying that? What the fuck is wrong? Why are they all looking at even noticed that. Why are they all looking odd like that? What the fuck? That's way too much for her. Immediately crying out and needing help after just one being like, I'm completely fine-ish. There's literally tears coming out of her eyes. It's fucking insane, but they're all enjoying it so much more. And we push her even further into putting some extra shit in it. Like, look at this. Look how evil. Too much for her. A great scene overall there. I don't know where she went, but she decided to up and abandon us, which is crazy. Get her some ice cream, calm her down, and then we have to continue onwards because we were actually there shopping for something. This is not a joke. I need to find a random person to support me, if only you would, and then ends up seeing somebody breaking down, crying, upset that they weren't able to win probably, or give a speech properly, or do whatever. And I'm not certain how exactly this contributes. Maybe it's just that he doesn't like seeing people disappointed or sad or something, and he's just kind of having memories to how this affects or hurts and hits other people, and he doesn't want to have to see her in a spot like that too. I don't really know, but we also don't have enough of a read on like if this is something Yuki really wants to be doing. I'm assuming it is, so then you have to kind of take it from her, or you're more comfortable with that versus taking it from someone else. Like I don't really know, but instead we have to go here and we get a complete fan service moments at this point where we have to just have her try on absolutely any and everything for him, which to be real is really good how they handle it. I think I love the idea that he isn't holding back and he's actually just giving his straightforward and honest opinions and thoughts on like all of this. And usually they play it up to be something extra or something more. Instead, he's just being straight shooter. You're telling her how it is, what he likes, what he doesn't, how exactly he can like view her and each of these things. And he's not hiding that in the slightest. And I think that's fucking awesome. I absolutely love that. And she loves that too, because she's getting praised constantly over and over. So she's just upping it and changing it and trying on every single different thing to really get a gauge for exactly how he feels towards each of them too. So I mean, I don't know, they're immediately embarrassed, but they both kind of just revert and are just like, you know what, let's just kind of have some fun with it, which is fun for each of them, right? They get to showcase something and look good for another person versus he gets to praise her, which is kind of what she wants, and he also gets to see her in a variety of different things, which is also something that he probably wants. So it works really well. I mean, she looks good in everything. Of course she does. Good hot people look good in everything. It just it doesn't really matter. I love her trying to just ramp it up here and really playing into it as Yuki shows up and he just shifts entirely, right? He's not going to play into it anymore. Wow, you're so there. And I just love this. Like, how do you know exactly what she's saying? And just the pose and everything she picks on. She's so awesome. And her eyes just completely destroyed there. Doesn't pick up on anything either until they both decide to get off the same stuff. Wait, what the fuck was that? To me, it makes sense, right? If you're portraying yourselves as these things, if you're lying to everybody and being like, we are childhood friends or whatever, it makes sense. Live next door, live close enough, live in the area, we've known each other for a long time. Why would we not get off of the same stop, right? Like that's easy enough, and they can probably spin it and probably will to her like that, and then they'll just accept it unless she's well aware of like where Yuki's other place that she kind of stays is, which I don't believe based on how we built their friendship up since the beginning, but we'll end up having to see a little bit. And then we get different ED, which is interesting. I wonder if we're going to continue to do that. It highlights a lot of like the different outfits and the messing around and stuff that we kind of got this episode. I say that actually, it does not. She's wearing the same thing the entire time. But whatever, it's a treat, I guess. So I wonder if they're going to give us a variety of different ones, or if we're just going to keep getting this one and the other one was just a mess, or maybe we're just going to kind of mix in between both of them and just whatever fits the vibe more for the episode. I don't know. I had a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying this, especially through 2, and I hope you guys are as well. And I absolutely can't wait for another one. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. I feel like that. I'll like and subscribe to me. Feel free to check out the videos and channel and comments of this episode or series. Up back for episode 3 next week. It's a great one. Peace.